Okay. Hey, Reality Redemption, we're back. I'm MJ, and we got Snow.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Other than this weather, it's atrocious here.
It's oppressively hot.
Yeah. So we're looking at the news this week and all this stuff about Jeffrey Epstein. Did you see that? It came out this week where they released some files on him.
No. How did I miss that?
You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah.
I've only heard like the stuff about Ghislaine lately, but
Oh, yeah, but they were talking about Epstein and the creeps that hung out on this island with him.
Oh, okay.
But, one story that got, kind of missed in all the other news going on is I was looking through Rolling Stone, and there was an article that came about Ron Jeremy. And, they interviewed Charity Hawke about certain allegations about Ron Jeremy, and we have Charity on the phone. How you doing, Charity?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
Good.
fine. So, I've known you from Facebook, and that's how we became friends. And you were living in Havasu at the time. How did you even get to know Ron Jeremy in the first place?
I have known Ron for almost 25 years. I was married to John Wayne Bobbit's brother, and back in the day we did a lot of the media circuit, and I met Ron through one of the appearances, and we were really good friends up until what happened.
Right, and you met him through Dennis Hoff, right? And he's the guy that used to run the Bunny Ranch up in Nevada.
Yeah, that was a good friend of mine. So John Bobbit was living at the Bunny Ranch, and me, being former Bobbit, and that's how I met Dennis Hoff, and then I met a lot of celebrities back in the day when I was the Bobbit.
Did you ever meet Charlie Sheen too?
I did, yeah.
Really?
Okay.
What's he like?
He's a unique character.
Was he always like that whole winning thing?
And Tiger's Blood?
I met him, let's see, I met him so long ago. We were going to do an appearance at the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. And I remember Ron saying, hey, you're on the VIP list and you'll be hanging out with Charlie Sheen. And I was like, okay, cool, And I went, and it was like the strangest night of all. But it was fun. He's quite fun.
Anything you can say about that night? The statute of limitations run out?
It was like a little appearance and a lot of fans, a lot of meet and greets. And back then, everybody loved Charlie Sheen. So he was like the main guy back then. So it was fun. It was just like a little nightclub kind of thing.
Was this like in the 2.5 Men days before he completely lost his mind?
It was during the 2.5 Men days. Yep, it sure was.
Oh, wow. Huh. So,
It was fun.
but that must have been kind of weird because you came up, you were like a preacher's daughter, right? Growing up.
Yeah,
and then you get...
It's very contradicting, I tell you.
You get...
But it looks that bad because everyone's like, you're a preacher's kid, but you're hanging out with porn stars. Well, I grew up in the church, and I learned to not be a judgmental kind of person. So I chose to be friends for them, not for what they did for a living. And it wasn't my decision to judge them for what they did for a living. And they were all pretty nice, so there was a no judgment zone with me.
Oh, so then you're a real Christian. You're what Christians should be like, not like what we see a lot lately, like the false Christians.
I'm the cool Christian.
Yeah, you're like a good Christian. All right.
I'm
But
sure there's more cool Christians out there.
Well, that's how Jesus was too. Jesus hung out with prostitutes. It's like because he loved them as people. It didn't have anything to do with what they did.
Yeah, I think that's true. Well, yeah, I met a lot of characters during the Bobbit and Jeremy days.
so you were friends with Jimmy, and you hung out with him quite a bit, right? And just
Yes,
platonic.
we were really, really good friends, just platonic. We would banter every now and then. views are two different kind of views. So we had our opinions, but we got along really well, and, you know, I thought we had a solid friendship. So coming up to what happened, the night that happened was kind of shocking, and it still is shocking because that's 25 years of friendship gone for one mistake on his part, you know, and he's paying for it now, but, you know, it's really sad. The whole situation is really sad.
Do you think it's anything to do with, like, maybe substance abuse problems on his part?
No,
No?
because he doesn't drink and he doesn't do drugs.
He does not.
But I will. He's addicted to attention. And I think with him and our situation was, I think he always had something for me, but I was married or I was dating, and when I went to go see him was probably the only time I was ever single. And he was a little aggressive just when I got there. Within the 5 minutes I first arrived, he was not the normal Ron Jeremy that I knew. He was like a different kind of creature that night.
Do you think he's like losing his mind because he's a lot older, or?
Yes, absolutely.
Because he's got it. Is he in his 80s or 70s?
Well, he was born in 53, so.
Oh.
I don't mean to laugh, but he's only 67.
Oh, well, the years have not been kind.
But he's always looked the same.
But, well, yeah, he has. I mean, he definitely looks older, but I remember when I was in high school, and me and my friends had, like, stolen my dad's porn, because we had never seen a porno before, so we found it, and it was on VHS. And we put it in. And that's the first person I saw, and we were all, like, we were 16, and we're like, oh my God, what is that guy doing in this movie? Well, and then he, like, took his pants off, and we're like, oh, okay, now we kind of get how porn works. Like, okay.
Oh, it wasn't that face?
I know.
Yeah, I could never watch his movies. Not my cup of tea.
Whoa, yeah, I wouldn't either. I don't really like porn. I kind of needed to see what it was, but I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Their curiosity, anyhow, you know.
So what happened that night? And this was May, right? Early May.
Yeah. So I can't get into specifics, but I'll tell you what happened was, my friend lives in San Diego, and I live, of course, here in Florida. And my friend, I've known her since I was really young, and she called me up, and she's like, my husband left me, and I'm going to kill myself, and help me. And I'm such a good person, a good-hearted person, a good friend, you know, to someone that needs it. And she was calling me, like, every day for about 2 weeks. And then the pandemic was hitting hard down here, and I had time off, so I said, well, okay, I'll just come up there, and I'll come visit you for a few days, you know. So I did. I got in the car, and I drove to San Diego. And on my way down there, mind you, I've been talking to Ron. Ron and I talk at least 3-4 times a month. We have for years, you know. So I let Ron know that I was headed to LA with my friend. And so I pick her up. I go to Hollywood. He was in West Hollywood, which was kind of strange. He was staying in a hotel room, but he has a penthouse across the street from the hotel he was staying at. And I thought that was kind of strange. Like, the whole situation was kind of like shaking your head, like, what? You know, kind of weird. So I get to the hotel, and I'm like, Ron, why are you here at the hotel? You live across the street. And he's like, oh, my house is a mess, so I'm staying here. So I thought, okay, well, that's kind of odd. He was like, the whole night was really odd. And my friend was like, oh my God, it's Ron Jeremy. So she starts taking pictures of him. And then I'm like, well, hey, I can only stay for a minute. I got to go see my other friends in Hollywood. And he's like, okay, you guys going to come back? I said, yeah, a couple of hours. So me and my friend wind up going to Hollywood, and we're doing the tourist things, and I'm seeing some of the friends there. And Ron kept calling, are you coming back? Are you coming back? Are you coming back? So I said, yeah, we're coming back. Chill out. So we go back later on that evening, and when we got there, he was like, Charity, hey, everybody's in the hotel room. By this time, there was a handful of people in his room. He's like, Charity, I want to show you something. Follow me. And, I've been friends with him for a long time. And he's never tried anything. He's never done anything like that. Never was out of, nothing out of the ordinary. So, of course, I followed him. And that's when it happened. That's when the incident happened. He shut the door, pinned me on the wall, started to get grabby with my breast. It was like an all-out struggling battle in that bathroom. Well, me being an ex-gymnast, I still got some strength in me. But him being older, I don't know where the strength came from him to do that. But he sure, like he was a professional. Like he's an old man,
Yeah.
And he's pushing me up against the wall. I'm like, man, what do I do here? So I was thinking, wow, this is crazy.
And he's
I'm
not
fighting with him. I'm yelling at him, and then I struggled with him, and I got out from underneath him. I kicked the door open, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I kind of jumped over specifics of what happened in the bathroom, but,
Yeah.
He tried to rape me in that bathroom, and I fought, and I got away. I was one of the lucky ones that got away, but he was very aggressive, very volatile. I was like a monster for 7 minutes in that bathroom. It was crazy.
And he's not really a big guy, is he?
He's a chubby guy.
Well, yeah, he's chubby,
fat.
but he's not tall.
He's like 5'7", I believe. 5'7". He's got to be over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his arms obviously still work.
So, but he seemed off before that,
He did. He was. He has but I don't really care how old you are or who you are. You don't have the right to pin a woman into the wall or get aggressive or try to rape a woman, especially a friend of 24 years at that time.
Right, and you must have just been in shock.
I was in major shock, and it got more aggressive than what I told you guys. And I don't want to get too deep into it because it's, he's still in jail, he's still going to the court battle and all that. But this was someone that was not the same person that I've known for all these years. But I couldn't believe it. I still to this day, and it's been months later, I'm still kind of in shock because I think the Hollywood world has turned him upside down. He doesn't live a normal life. He doesn't sleep. He thinks he can get away with what he does with women because of who he is. And that's where we have a problem,
Yeah. My question to him would be, if he's listening to this, isn't he all fucked out by now? Hasn't he got enough over the years? Because he's been a pretty successful porn star. It's why are you still doing this, dude?
Well,
and yeah, at his age, and with someone who is such a good friend of 25 years, haven't you had enough by now? What the hell?
Well, I think he's so addicted to attention, and he knows at his age, this is my opinion, I think he knows that his age was kicking in, and his mainstream career, I don't believe he was still doing porno, but he was doing mainstream, and his mainstream career was kind of going south. So I think the only way he had to hang on to people and for his celebrity thrill was to I don't know, I don't want to say attack women, but chase women. He wanted to make sure that he was still wanted by these women. And, that's what I think. I knew Ron for all these years. He didn't have to chase these women. These women were chasing him, but as he got older, the chase kind of slowed down. So he was getting more and more, with me, he was very volatile, but I could see him getting more aggressive towards women. Even out in public, he would go up to them and, get all feisty with them. It was just weird.
And now,
he drugs, doesn't drink, so.
Yeah, and now he's ruined all that. Now he's completely ruined himself. It's
I don't think he's gonna get out of jail. I think after I made my report to the LAPD and the district attorney, they're they basically said, thank you for coming forward and telling us this because we've been investigating him for years. So he's had, which blew my mind. They were already investigating him. And all I wanted to do, it took me a while to say something because he was my friend. I didn't know how to approach it. I live in Florida. The incident happened in LA. I've never been in that situation before, so I wanted to approach it the right and correct way to do it. So when I got here to my house in Florida, I was like, I gotta say something, because what he did in the bathroom, that's not acceptable behavior. So I then called the LA District Attorney and made my report, and then I had to make one with the LAPD, and then that's when it went viral. But I guess he's been doing this for a really long time to multiple women, and I had no clue, because he would run. He's famous in the porn world, so people know him. So he would sign autographs and take pictures, and everybody just loved him. I had no clue that what he was doing behind closed doors. But when he did that to me, I wasn't going to let him get away with it. There was no way.
And right after you filed the report, didn't a lot of people come forward right after that with similar allegations?
Right after I did that report, I did do one interview. I did have to go hire an attorney, the Me Too movement, which, thank you, Michael. So I had to go get my attorneys, and then I did an interview in between getting the attorney, so the story was already out. After that interview came out, that article came out, I believe it was a New York Post, a lot of women came out. So then the LAPD was bombarded with other women that he has sexually attacked before, and it's going back 20 years ago. So this man has had this problem for a very long time, and it's about time that he's in jail and he's been stopped.
Yep,
so
time's up.
He's still there, you know?
Yeah, you'd think after the whole Me Too movement that
men would chill.
Yeah, you would just be careful. And
well, he was Ron Jeremy, so he thought he can get away with it because of who he is.
Right. Do you think that people just automatically assume, like, well, you were hanging out with Ron Jeremy, what did you expect to happen? You know?
Oh yeah, I hear that all the time, and I don't really care. I mean, if they want to be judgmental like that, that's on them. And through the years of me being friends with them, even my agents when I was living in LA, they're like, you know, I worked for NBC back in the day, and they're like, you can't be doing videos and, you know, pictures with this guy. So I've always had daggers thrown at me for being his friend, but like I said, he was a good person back in the day. He's never done anything like that until that night.
But he was friends.
My eyes opened, you know. Huh?
He was friends with a lot of Hollywood and a lot of rock stars too. I mean, you always seen, you know, paparazzi photos of him hanging out with people.
Oh yeah.
What did you do for NBC?
I worked on that show Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, so I was a regular on that show with Josh Duhamel and James Caan. Vanessa Marcel. We filmed it in Culver City. So I did that when I worked in LA. I was on TV shows and doing movies and things like that. I had a good time living there.
Oh, wow.
Did you get to meet Fergie? She's married to Josh Duhamel. Fergie?
For Black Eyed Peas?
No, but Josh would come into the set and he's still a good friend of mine, and he's a really nice guy, but he would always make fun of me. Because I was like, I'm short and feisty, and I'm like a little gymnast. So I look like a little. So we would make fun of each other all day, and I was like, hey, you gonna go knock up Fergie yet? And then what do you know? They have a baby. So yeah, that was back in the Fergie days.
Wow. So what's next with Ron Jeremy and his legal process? Where does that stand now?
He has a court hearing August 31st. He's still in jail on a $6.6 million bail, which is kind of weird. He has the money to get out, but I think he's just very frugal, or he thinks he's going to beat it, so he doesn't want to spend a dime. But he has a court hearing August 31st, and I think there's something else going on that's going to happen that day. I can't really say, but I will tell you, he's going to be in there for a very, very long time.
That's good. That's good news to hear.
It is.
He deserves it. It sounds like, long time coming.
Yeah, like I said, I had no clue. That's why, and these girls, I understand they're in that industry and they didn't want to come forward because they didn't want to be judged by what they do for a living. But I had to say something. I had to, because it was a very volatile, aggressive situation in that bathroom. And it was not acceptable. And I had to say something. But it took me over 3 weeks to say something, so I I get you have to have the courage to come forward, and it is rough. It is tough, you know, and you have to relive and rehash the situation. But I had to do what I had to do, and now I'm so thankful that all these other women are coming forward too, because they, even though they're in that industry, they still need to be heard. You know, they're humans. They have the right too. You know.
Yeah. So that must have been a long car ride back to Florida after that incident.
It was 3 days of crying. I was in shock.
Well, it's sucky too, because you went out there to try to help your friend, and like that's what you got. Like, whoa.
She got starstruck. She wound up getting together with him that night, which was kind of odd. And she's a married girl, so I don't associate with her anymore, and I never will. And there's the story behind that, but I did the right thing. You know, I was a good person. I got in my car. I tried to help her out. I spent time with her, and then I threw Ron Jeremy in our scene, and that's where it went south.
Oh.
So, yeah, crazy.
So going back to the Bobbits, how did you end up meeting John's brother?
Another funny story. Well, you know, I used to be a gymnast, so I got a full-ride scholarship at UNLV, and my friend's like, hey, you gotta meet this guy. And I was like, okay, cool. But back then I was so concentrated on school and gymnastics, I didn't even want a boyfriend, you know? So it wound up being John Bobbit, and I was like, hey, what's going on? You know, just introduced him, and I guess he was monkeying around with my friend, and next thing you know, he gets his penis cut off.
Right, by Lorena.
Wait a moment, I just met this guy. And then...
Wait. So you met them right about that time that incident happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
John Bobbit was the best man at my wedding.
No kidding. And how long after that did that happen? Or was it before you got married?
94. So I got married in 94 to his brother Brett. So John wound up introducing me to his brother, and then I got pregnant. So now John is the uncle to my children. Crazy. But yeah, it was like right around the corner, right after that. And Lorena, I'm gonna tell you about Lorena. She is a nice lady. It's the Bobbits that are crazy. It's not Lorena. It's not myself. We just got involved with the wrong people. And this family is nothing but criminals.
Yeah, I watched that documentary about her recently, not too long ago. He still bothers her, like she's already remarried to someone else.
Obsessed with her.
Yeah.
He would have me call her and send flowers. I mean, that family is not normal. I mean, and it's sad because I have 2 children with the Bobbits, you know, and this is one family you don't want to get involved with. They're part of and I don't want to sound like I'm being a racist or whatever, but they're part of the KKK, and
it wouldn't surprise me. In that documentary, it shows John Wayne Bobbit, and he lives in Vegas, and both of his personalized plates on his motorcycle and his truck are like, they say Trump on them.
Yeah, he's not normal. He's 2 beers short of a 6-pack. I'll just put it to you that way. His elevator will go to the top level. I think when she cut his penis off, it cut a lot of his brain cells off too. He's just not the sharpest tool in the shed, let me tell you. He was a tow truck driver for a while. He had so much going for him, and he had millions and millions and millions of dollars, and he blew it. Like, he went gambling. The family, there's like 6 Bobbits, 6 brothers, and each and every one of them are criminals, minus one that's now in the Navy or whatever. I mean, it's a family, like I said, you don't want to get involved. I can't even tell them where I live at, what car I'm at. I mean, they bashed my car in. They threw rocks through my window. I mean, this is a family full of criminals. You don't want to get tied up in them.
How did the Bobbits come about the money? You said he was a millionaire. Was it like he got into porn for a while?
He was a porn star for a little bit.
Ron Jeremy was actually the producer to a couple of John's movies. So after John got his penis healed and ready to go, Ron Jeremy was a producer to, I believe it was Frankenpenis and Uncut.
Yeah. all the pieces are fitting together. It's like all these abusers hang out. They've all got a secret code, and they're all like best friends.
And they're all psycho crazy.
They're all besties.
I used to listen to John on the Howard Stern show, and he didn't seem that bad there, but.
Well, everyone felt bad for him.
Right.
Everyone felt bad for him.
Right, they
first,
thought Lorena was
like,
the crazy one.
Yeah, they blamed it on her.
They didn't know Lorena's side. Lorena kept quiet. This is what the Bobbits do, because they did it to me. If they don't get their way with you, they're going to taunt you, torment you, harass you, threaten you. That's what they did to me, and that's exactly what they did to Lorena. They hushed her, and they hushed me. I just moved out and got clear away from them. But that's what they do. These people are criminals, and they're like the mafia, the Bobbit mafia. I mean, they're crazy people. So she couldn't really say anything because she was scared. She thought, okay, well, there's 6 crazy Bobbit brothers. I'm afraid to say anything because something else might happen. So she thought being quiet was the right way to do it. But no, speaking up is the best way to do it.
So did you ever want to cut off Brett's penis? Just for the record. Just kidding.
It wasn't even worth it.
Could have made that family much more money.
Making babies, and that was it. I got 2 kids out of it, so that's all he was needed for.
Right?
No, he's just as bad. I was young and dumb, didn't know any better, and I got pregnant the first night I was ever with him, so there really wasn't like a solid foundation of a relationship. And then me being a preacher's kid, I thought, okay, I'm knocked up, I gotta marry the dude. So that's how I got involved.
Wow. How did you?
Now I'm a lot smarter and a lot wiser.
How did you end up you were on the Maury Povich show and like Craig Ferguson? How'd that happen?
Well, it's just funny. Like I can't escape the cameras, no matter where I go and who I'm with. The cameras will always follow me. It's so funny. I've done Dr. Phil. I've done Maury. I've done Valley. I've done the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, I've done a lot of TV. It's just fun, if you had the pool to do it, just do it and have fun, so
Wow.
no really rhyme and reason to do it. But now with this Ron Jeremy thing, now I'm an advocate towards domestic violence and sexual abuse, so
Good.
I hear more.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you could come forward and then give the courage for everybody else to come forward and put Ron Jeremy in his place, and hopefully he gets what he deserves out of this.
And make a positive out of a negative situation. That's great.
Yeah, I was having a breakdown. I don't know if you remember, Michael, but I was having a breakdown. I was like talking to the cops every day, the detectives, and then rehashing the incident. I was just having a mental breakdown, like I'm saying what happened, but I thought he was going to get away with it because of who he is. But no, within probably 3 weeks, he got arrested. And that was like probably the happiest day I had in a really long time.
Wow.
So
Good.
And
And
now
then,
I'm friends with a lot of porn stars. All the girls have,
well,
we're all kind of bonded together. We all have a similar situation, and we're all getting through it, and they're actually very nice girls. So.
And now you've upgraded and you've moved to Tampa, right down the street from my favorite guy, Tom Brady.
Man crush.
You guys hear a funny story?
Yeah.
This is a funny story. So Tom Brady and his wife, they live in this big old house off of Bahama. I don't want to say the address, but me and my son were driving, and somebody from their house threw out these funky pillows. And I have a funky pillow fetish, right? I love funky pillows. So whoever threw out those pillows from Tom Brady's house, I said my kid to my son, I said, hey Tyler, grab those pillows out of his garbage right now.
That's awesome.
3 Tom Brady pillows on my couch.
Oh, I would love to rest my head on the same pillow Tom Brady rested his head on.
And they're cool, and they're very, very girly, but they're really cool and like unique.
They're girly?
I thought that was an interesting thing, and then I take him home like, oh my god, these are Tom Brady's pillows.
Imagine how much you could get for them off of eBay.
No, she's sending me one of those pillows.
Oh. No, you're going to have to buy it through eBay. I will buy it.
Hey, I recommended her lawyer, okay?
Oh, okay. There you go. Payment for
Hey,
that.
and what's
You get a pillow.
what's on the pillow? You showed me a picture of it, but you know, if you could describe what was on one of the pillows. Yeah, you sent me a picture.
Oh yeah, they're still sitting on my couch, lovely and pretty.
Do they smell like awesome?
Oh, God.
Well, unfortunately, I washed them, so they smell like my hair.
No. One of them, to settle the debate, one of them has an elephant on it. So I think that shows you what side of the political guidance Tom Brady is on.
I don't know. Not with Giselle.
He-
Giselle clearly wears the pants in that family.
Yeah, but he had a MAGA hat and an elephant pillow.
Are you
I
guys
think he did
Buccaneer
it.
fans?
What's that?
Are you guys Buccaneer fans?
I'm actually a 49ers fan.
I'm a Patriots fan, so my heart is broken.
I'm a Cowboy fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, we'll have to keep in touch, and you'll have to, you know, put in a good word with Tom Brady and Gronk. Snow has a crush on the Gronk.
Who doesn't have a crush on Gronk?
Well, Charity, keep us posted on what's going on after the trial. Maybe we'll touch base again, and if you're in Arizona once in a while, come by and see us. You can sit in with us.
Yeah.
It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too. I'm an Arizonian girl, so eventually I'll wind up back over there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, stay safe from the hurricane. And
Yeah, I'm prepared.
And also good luck with all the with everything that is to still come. Good luck with all that and your activism work. Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a tough
Yeah.
girl now. I got this.
well,
Yeah, you're tough.
yeah, you did a good job there, you know, and hopefully he gets what he deserves.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I have faith in LAPD, and I mean, yeah, he's where he belongs.
Okay. All right, Charity. Well, thank you for coming on, and you know what? We'll keep in touch.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Bye, Snow.
Bye.
Bye.